Hello everyone, this is Crystal Potthoff from Peripheral Arts, and I'm trying something new. I had a video a while back showing different ways to remove pencil lines that may be on your egg after you take off all the wax and you didn't want them on there. So there's a couple different ways you can do that, and I'll link that in the video. And someone asked what would happen if you used watercolor pencils. I don't know. Let's find out. So I have two different watercolor pencils. These are student grade, so they're not professional brands, but watercolor pencils have a binder in them that's gum arabic, and that is supposed to be water soluble. So in theory, this should work, but let's find out. So I have a blue one here, and the brand, oh, there we go, is Statler. I don't know if I said that right. And this one is Reeves. And I don't remember where I bought them. Maybe Michael's. I can't remember. So what we're going to do, we're going to use both of them. And I'm just, they come in a bunch of different colors. So I'm just going to mark the egg. We're going to do a simple pattern. And let's see. So I got it to a really sharp point. I have an electric pencil sharpener that I tried to get to a really sharp point. And so we're going to see what happens when we do this. I'm just going to, like I said, I'm just going to draw. I think we'll just do a simple star pattern, because I don't want to do a really elaborate design and find out that, oh no, the watercolor pencil lines are still going to be there. And I did pick kind of a bumpy egg because I'm trying to really conserve my eggs at this point in time. Price of them is coming down, but it's still a little high. Higher than it was back, I don't know, December maybe. No. I actually saw them for under $3 today. I was pretty excited. And then I thought, wow, being excited for them being under $3 a dozen was kind of sad. Okay, so here I have drawn this, and now I'm going to use the red one, or I think it's red-ish. Yeah, it's red. Okay, we'll do this part. The other thing, I don't know what will happen when I do this is what it might do to the dye. So I am going to put it in my yellow dye. My yellow dye is still a fairly good dye, so I hope it doesn't like leave a bunch of the pencil in the yellow dye and cause it to change colors. So we'll find out. If it does, I will remake my yellow dye, not the end of the world. Dye making, it's such a messy process, at least for me. It comes second to blowing out eggs is one of my least favorite things to do. But then when you make those new dyes and you use them, you're like, wow, that was really cool. Okay, so we have some red lines and some blue lines on here. And as I said, I'm just going to do a simple star pattern. I'm not going to have you watch me do the star pattern because the point is really to see if the pencil lines will show up when we're done. But I am going to do part of the design where I'm going to go over the lines and part of it where I'm not. With the point being, does that make a difference? So we're gonna outline the star. But I'm not going to do these lines or that. Okay, I will be back once I have dyed the egg yellow, and we'll see where we're at. Okay, so here's our pysanka after 3 minutes in the Ukrainian gift shop yellow. The lines that were not covered with wax, they are lighter in color. It didn't really seem to change the color of my yellow dye at all. So what I'm going to do now is add some more wax to my design, and then I think I'm just going to do a yellow, red, and black. And we'll see what happens. I'm guessing by the color of the lines now that the black will cover these, but let's find out what happens to the lines underneath. But you never know what's going to happen. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this egg, and we'll do the reveal with the wax off as soon as I get all the colors on the egg. All right, so here's my egg. I went with light blue rather than red. After the light blue, I could just barely see some of the lines. I couldn't see any of the blue ones, obviously, because I dyed it blue, but the red ones just very, and it may have been, you know, I knew they were there so I could see them. I can't see any of them now that I've dyed it black. So now the question is, what happens to the lines that are underneath the wax? So let's find out. Oh, it looks like they're all gone. So Beverly B, thank you so much for that idea to try the watercolor pencils. That's what these are that I used. I used a red and a blue. And I realize this is a sample of one. I don't know, I don't know how the black one would work. And what I'll try at a later time is if I dye the egg black, will the white pencil show up enough to wax the design? That will be a good test too. I'll try that for another day. Anyway, so great experiment. And I have got some patterns coming up soon where I'm going to be gridding the egg. And you better believe I'm going to be using watercolor pencils to grid out that design. So stay tuned, and thanks for watching. And thanks again, Beverly B, for the suggestion.